With this, we now come to our next speaker for the day. And may I now request Mr. Arnab Roy, CEO Tejas Network, to kindly start his presentation and enlighten the audience. Mr. Arnab.
Yeah. Thank you, and thanks for inviting me to the conference and giving me the opportunity to speak. Do I have control of the slides?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
On the bottom of the slide, you will see arrow button to change your slide.
Okay, just 1 second. I need to. Okay. Okay, thank you once again. In the first half of the conference, the speakers talked about the need of fiber infrastructure sharing for providing multiple services and applications such as home broadband, business services, mobile backhaul for 4G, 5G, etc. For optimizing costs of precious fiber resources. In my presentation, I will speak about how to enable this sharing efficiently by leveraging convergence of multiple access technologies and backhaul technologies to make fiber-based broadband rollout profitable and with shorter payback times. So high-speed broadband, so high-speed broadband has become an ubiquitous requirement in our lives, right? And especially in this pandemic times, and many speakers have talked a lot about it. And it has, in these pandemic times, it has become almost as important to us as basic services of water and electricity. And apart from the internet that we are used to, newer applications of education, healthcare, etc., have become very critical. For enterprises, even for enterprises, the transformation to cloud, to the cloudification of business and services, had led to newer requirements of connectivity and faster broadband speeds. And it is clear that the fiber-based broadband access is the most appropriate technology to provide the service, the high-capacity service that these applications need. However, as many of the speakers talked about, a key obstacle to FTTH deployment is not only the difficulty and cost of a fiber rollout, but also the payback time for the investment, given a couple of challenges that we have. First of all, the challenge in last mile connectivity, even after there is a fiber pass in the neighborhood, even when an operator gets fiber in a neighborhood, connecting to the last mile is a challenge. And we talked about how RWS can help and what one happens in dense urban neighborhoods and so on. And secondly, even if you have a fiber pass in the neighborhood, what is the percentage of FTTH adoption that happens in that neighborhood? I mean, for some people in locality, it is an acceptable cost. For some, it is too expensive, and so on. So as a result of which, even if you have drawn fiber to that place, you don't have enough customers who have adopted it. So the studies, a lot of studies have shown that even with a fiber pass in a particular neighborhood, it takes between, anytime between 3 to 8 years for the payback period based on the rate of adoption that is happening for fiber to the home services. And given the last mile challenges, deployment of broadband services, in this particular scenario, over technology such as fixed wireless access is a means of quick customer acquisition in a neighborhood, while subsequently fiber-based access provides the longer-term solution. So you've drawn fiber to the neighborhood, you cannot reach a customer for a variety of reasons. So if you have the technology of providing a wireless access, either on a licensed or unlicensed band, that becomes a quick way of acquiring customers, starting the payback of your investment, and over time moving him to fiber for higher capacity services. So another opportunity that comes out of fiber pass in a neighborhood is for bandwidth services to the enterprises. In urban locations, business districts and residential areas are often co-located. And this provides the opportunity to utilize the same network to provide high capacity, highly profitable private line services to the enterprises. However, unlike home broadband users, enterprises demand stringent SLAs in terms of advanced QoS features, low latency, high availability, flexible bandwidth, security, etc. Right? And there are many enterprises who also use legacy TDM-based services for lease lines, etc. for legacy reasons, also for security and stuff like that. And most of those services are not supported over GPON or XGS-PON, but by carrier-grade, layer 1, layer 2, layer 3 services using technologies such as access to OTN, carrier Ethernet, MPLS, etc. So, and being able to provide the services on the same access equipment provides the opportunity of monetizing fiber investments in a larger way. And I think every speaker from the operator community talked about that, the ability, that we need to do fiber sharing, we need to provide multiple services for the proper monetization of our fiber infrastructure. So the last, another important part is the backhaul network. So, yeah. So the last component of this fiber sharing comes in the form of the backhaul network. So as we know, the backhaul capacities have to go up because the average broadband speed expected to triple in the world over the next 3 to 4 years. And high capacity backhaul is as critical to developing superior quality of experience than just providing fiber to the home over GPON or a similar fiber access technology. So adequate backhaul bandwidth is absolutely critical for providing this quality of experience. And just like in access, fiber is the emerging de facto medium for backhaul. However, the service providers, they want flexibility in terms of the technology choice they want, right? I mean, people want IP and MPLS-based transport. Some operators want carrier Ethernet. People want OTN for low latency and high capacity and so on. And then along with this, being able to aggregate the traffic and provide technologies, protection and all, we need very high capacity, terabit scale packet switching with 100 gig and multiples of 100 gig uplink as part of the backhaul network. So one of the conventional approaches, so as you can see, at the end of the day, we require for maximum returns on a fiber deployment is that's possible only when we combine all of these aspects of access and backhaul together. And the traditional way of doing it would be by deploying multiple network elements for fiber to the home, for carrier Ethernet, for fixed wireless access, and for backhaul. However, this results in high capex costs for multiple products, high opex costs or space, power, manpower, training, maintenance, etc. No, and this makes this kind of a building block approach to putting multiple products together makes it prohibitively expensive as a solution. So the solution to this problem is to build platforms which provide multi-technology access and integrates backhaul on the same system. And that is what we have done in our unique product, the 1400. We call it the 1400 UCB, the ultra converged broadband access product. So in the same platform, we provide access in the form of GPON, XGS-PON, NG-PON2, business Ethernet services, layer 2 VPN, layer 3 VPN, and so on, TDM access, along with backhaul technology over OTN, MPLS, carrier Ethernet, and so on. So this is an award-winning product which has been deployed successfully in several major networks across the world. So in conclusion, efficient sharing of fiber infrastructure is very important towards reducing the cost of fiber penetration. And we need enabling technology in the form of converged access and backhaul to be able to do this very efficiently. So a quick comment about a quick background on Tejas for people who are not familiar with us. We are a company, a 20-year-old company founded in 2000 and headquartered in Bangalore. We make telecom equipment as well as data networking and wireless equipment. We are number 1 in optical aggregation products in India and top 10 among the top 10 worldwide. And the deployments in over 75 countries, over 500,000 network elements, and financially healthy public company based in one of the innovators of the Indian telecom industry. So thank you very much for inviting me, and that concludes my talk.
You are now unmuted.
So I thank Mr. Arnab from Tejas Network for the very engaging discussion, the presentation that he made. Again, to mention that in BSNL also we are having Tejas as a partner for the GPON rollouts, and definitely the gear, the equipment which comes from Tejas has been doing really well in the field, and the details that he made out in further creating cost effectiveness and the better methods of rolling out the networks. I hope all listeners, the audience have got benefited. So thank you so much, Arnabji, for this very enriching piece of presentation that you made.